Feed the dopamine, chase them with the big ratchet like Professor Ogilvy. Yeah. Peace and blessings, King. Peace and blessings, King. Good? You thirsty? I know it's hot. It's cool. Listen, I got the Waterloo, baby. Got the Waterloo. Go ahead. Do what you gotta do. Go ahead. Go ahead. Waterloo. You already know what I'm gonna say. Go ahead and push to the front. You owe me a check, sir. And you know what y'all owe me? A like, share, subscribe. Well, maybe don't owe me, but it'll be nice. I really would appreciate it if you guys would give me a like, share, and subscribe. If you watch me on Facebook, you know what I mean, go ahead and follow the page. I'm sorry I can't change the title of my Facebook group. It's really stupid. I don't even call myself Trey Dice no more, and I don't even say I got bars. I know I got bars. I'm not. I got screaming it out. It's like saying my name is Six Paths and I got a Big Johnson. That's just no need for that, right? If you viewing from Instagram or whatever or TikTok, please follow the page. Leave a comment. Drop your opinions down below about the topic and whatnot. You feel me? Don't say nothing weird about me. Let me just say, because I don't know y'all like that. So like, relax. Don't say nothing weird about me. Okay. Anywho, and if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. You gotta feed these babies. All right. And I need y'all to contribute to my tricking fund. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. I got a tricking fund too. I need to get back out there, guys. I don't like this budget stuff. I need y'all to help. And I don't even want that much. I'm not asking for that much. If everyone, just go ahead and drop a like and subscribes and just leave the joint on. Just leave me on. Go do your laundry and leave my videos on. You understand? But anyway, oh my God, I'm sorry. Y'all been here for 2 minutes. Oh, where are my manners? It's the 6 Paths Commandments. 6 Paths Dice here. Mr. Lane, if you need me. You already know what I'm about. Flying birds down south. We here to keep on chopping this fable, beloved. We here to talk about sis. You see her on the thumbnail. Talk about I'm not hideous. We ain't talking about that. All right. The package is just too big. You're coming in too big of a package. I'm just saying. And you know what's interesting? Before I start sharing these videos and whatnot, because we're gonna share a video from the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. This is what was my introduction to Kevin Samuels with this interview on the Roommates podcast from way back when. And this is when I first started kind of being introduced to the idea of, yeah, you know what, I guess maybe, all right, it kind of makes sense, the whole idea of basically not being with a woman that's bigger than you. In so many words. Now, I'm a big guy, so that's not hard. Like you got a lot of room when dealing with me. I am a big fella. You understand? So you ain't gotta be all that slim or that small to rock with your boy and whatnot. But if I can't fit my arms around you, or at least the top of you, and the only way I'm gonna accept that is if you got big old boobs. If you got big boobs and I can't get my arms around you, all right, we as understandable. I can make a concession for that. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. You understand? But if I can't get my arms around you, no dice. All right. So you got to pass the hug test. Okay. All right. And you hyenas, I don't want you hyenas coming in here trying to find something wrong with me and whatnot. Ain't nothing wrong. All right. Knock it off. Shit. So when I first seen this clip, this is like before I started really watching Kevin Samuels. So I forget how I started watching the show on a regular basis, but it was after the Average at Best moment. But in a lot of different ways, right? It was crazy how much of an impact Kevin Samuels had on how black men think. And he was the beginning of women starting to really panic and becoming more aggressive about men making content that would help them to basically do better in relationships and also look for better women. But ultimately, it was content that said things are about to change. And it's kind of the same as Um, if you have a job, right? So at certain jobs, things change quite often, right? But flexibility is super important because things change, and that's a part of your problem solving. Especially if you would do a dude has to be able to adapt to the environment because don't emergencies happen. Now, of course, depending on the emergency, you're going to react how you're going to react and whatnot. But it's about how fast you get to problem solving and how efficiently you problem solve, right? And that involves being flexible, right? But at certain jobs, well, I'll just say in my experience, I've had jobs where things would change constantly, or basically it'll be things around how the agency is being run, and basically things that we're not going to be able to get away with anymore. And that's why it's so important to not be a person who lives to break rules for the sake of breaking rules. Like if you're going to break a rule, it should be because it's not necessary, or you're able to be just as efficient. All right, and you also not cheating anyone. All right, it's almost like all right with doing math, right? Math is all about breaking a series of rules. The whole like carry the one. Who came up with that shit? Who came up with carrying the number to do the math? Like you think about how long that took. That took thousands of years for someone to think about even doing math. Okay, that's mad advanced. We do math, son. All right. No other species can do math. It's like mad things that we can do. No other species has even thought of doing. Will you imagine like birds doing math? All right. As smart as I think apes is, apes still mostly just be playing with it, playing with their ass for the most part. That's mostly eating the grass, I guess. Ass and grass for these apes. All right. But anywho. So prophetic in so many different ways, but one of the biggest things that he got pushed back on was the fit, feminine, and friendly mantra that he put out there. And again, he was able to take complex ideas or just really important things and make them simple to understand and package them in a way that can be repeated. So it's really interesting how he took all his salesman experience. I remember him mentioning that he had a boutique advertising agency, and what he was doing was applying that expertise to content. And in the last couple of years of his life, he mastered that shit. All right. And he taught us a lot about image and presentation. All right. So I want to go ahead and get into this. So before we get into Shorty again, because I did touch on it a little bit yesterday, pause. But I wanted to share this drum real quick.
And you can do that. But at the end of the day, men are the consumers and men aren't buying it. Yeah. Because see, here's the thing. You can be an average or cute looking woman. And years ago, you could have got a man, a husband, but now when you are trying to put on someone else's hair, put on some, even if you don't do that, but just the weight is doing a lot, man. I can't say in the black community, the weight is doing a lot because I have women who are calling in who don't even realize that it's an issue. I had a woman call in the other day and I said, ma'am, at your height and your weight, I mean, no offense, ma'am, but you're the size.
Look at his face when he says the shit.
Size of a middle linebacker. And she said, no, I'm not. I'm like, and I went and pulled up Lawrence Taylor. Yes, ma'am, but you're the size of a middle. At your height and your weight, I mean, no offense, ma'am, but you're the size of a middle linebacker. And she said, no, I'm not. I'm like, and I went and pulled up Lawrence Taylor, NFL grade. I'm like, and I was like, he's 4 inches taller than you. She was shocked. So how do we get this back on track? Well, when 4 out of 5 of our sisters are overweight and no one can tell you nothing, I don't know who can get through to them. We have to start having women be honest with each other. Because when you're raised in our culture, mom leaves the house. So they may hear it from me, but until women start actually having, let's just use it, thoughtful, respectful conversations about, hey, we need to probably do this for our own health, for men or whatever, because men don't care why you do it. We just want it there. Because here's the thing. Men can't turn off and on their provider. If a man falls on hard times, stop producing, we can judge him. And if a man's not masculine, we can judge him. Well, we have to have that standard back up for men and women. And the question is, are people really willing to do it? And I honestly have more faith that they are than they're not.
That's a great point. And I think one of the challenges is with this.
There was a while back where I'm not gonna mention the content creator's name and whatnot, and I get it, bro. You just doing your content and whatnot. But he spliced in a video of Kevin Samuels. I guess obviously when he was renting a room during the pandemic and whatnot, and basically the whole headline was, "Oh, you out here renting rooms," and it's like, even that perspective. Let me explain some shit real quick in terms of behavior. And it's going to make a lot of people you know and maybe yourself look like a hater. But when people talk about you without giving you credit about what's great about you, it's one thing if you're doing that to them or if it's a thing you did to them. Of course, the person maybe doesn't want to admit or acknowledge your credit. But whenever someone is having a conversation, like, for example, if I'm watching a battle, right? There are two people, right? If I say that the other guy completely dominated the other one, or it just wasn't, if I'm not speaking on the other one, that was one. Now, if I'm not speaking on the other guy, it's probably gonna be because of a few things. I'm a bigger fan of the other guy, right? And also, in my mind, I'm comfortable with I wanted him to win, and he did enough for me to say that he won and everything, and that's okay. That's a thing that we do. Human beings are supposed to have, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to have a natural bias. But the thing was, whenever someone talks about you, and that's what bothered me about the Drake and Kendrick thing. People who felt like K-Dot got it wasn't giving Drake any acknowledgement to the point where they acting like I'm gonna keep saying it. If Kendrick would have rapped in Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and Future's voice going at Drake, y'all would have thought that was amazing. Telling me that dissing a nigga from the voice of Tupac is not fucking hard, you're tripping. Like, you're fucking, I'm sorry, it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just dumb. If you don't think Family Matters is fucking amazing, especially the first time you heard it, the energy of that shit, the shit that he was saying to this nigga, I'm like, yo, Drake is talking to this nigga dirty. Like, super. Matter of fact, he didn't do that shit live, actually. But anyway, again, I had no problem with people having a preference, but it became this. It became this cultural thing where, again, for the most part, people wasn't peeping how, like, yo, Kendrick. Like, I heard Angry Man say this shit. Kendrick was playing up the black thing a lot. Not like us. It's about the nigga being light skinned. In so many words. Not only that, just basically, we see you like how we see the white. You're an extension of the white man, right? And basically, you represent the white man. Because I say so, because he light skinned, he represents the white man. Because you're the closest thing to a white person. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna take off, because again, this is a cultural thing to take your frustrations out or your aggression out on light skinned people. You know what I mean? So hearing people talk about that, and again, you're not giving no credit. I'm like, yo, that's hating, right? And the same thing with Beloved. Do y'all realize how tough it is to tell a woman the truth and have to look at her face? Men really don't like seeing women unhappy. Men really like making women happy, man. I don't think I understand that shit. Men really, because if we didn't want you to be happy, we would tell you when you're being to see you next Tuesday. We would tell you, no, ma'am, I do not want to mount you. Men will not really want to mount you like that, but if it's there, we'll try to find a way to mentally make it work. Like we'll do mental gymnastics just to mount you. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, most y'all don't know if you can cook good. You don't know if no. It's to the point where women, again, with the whole children, with the whole parallel between how women think and how children think. If you're young enough, you know that other people are not your parents, but the only adults you know are your parents, and your parents are nice to you, and you can trust them, and all this type of stuff. You don't understand that all people are not your parents. They don't love you like your parents. It's because they look like your parents or they're big like your parents. women will really feel like, all right, I'm going to leave a relationship from a guy who loves me for a guy I haven't met yet. Because if he loves me, don't get me wrong, it's possible, right? But it's like, okay, going back into this point that Kevin was making about, it's such a dangerous mindset when no one can communicate with you and no one can be honest with you and no one's trying to be honest with you. And I always say, I think the whole women lying and women thing, it's a combination of women not wanting to be confrontational and also eliminating competition. Women put a lot of effort into eliminating competition. You know what I'm saying? From giving, basically teaching, a lot of women have taught other women how to be a bad girlfriend or a bad wife so that there's less competition. You got to think about if you had a coworker, right? Imagine having a coworker where like, yo, they're there early, right? You come in 20 minutes late. You're like, oh my God, man, I'm late. They say to you, don't worry about being late, man. Shit, man. Oh, man, it's all good, man. Shit, you be late. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Something happened where you get into it with the boss, right? And the boss, let's say I was use Target as my analogy. Let's say them and the boss go at it and whatnot, right? And you don't wild out and everything, but your coworker says, "Yo, slap that nigga, man. Yeah, man. Yo, listen, that nigga ain't gonna do nothing. Slap his ass." And it really pushed you to do it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you don't smack him, but you act like you about to smack him and whatnot, right? And this is all based on your coworker's advice, right? You know what I'm saying? There now there's opportunity to advance in the company and whatnot, right? Now they're hiring for assistant manager, and they're saying like, and your coworker's like, yo, they want to make you do a lot more work, bro. You want to have a lot more like responsibility on your hands, you know. You know, the more money that you make, the more they're going to tax you. If you make more money, you get more taxes, bro. So you're going to be paying more taxes, bro. And imagine a coworker telling you this stuff, right? Would you think that this coworker, if the coworker is encouraging me to be bad at the job of my job, what does that say about the coworker? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and that's what a lot of women have dealt with to the point where, and I'm like, yo, like it was a while back. I heard this lady saying, yo, I probably need to avoid social media because every time I turn on my phone, there's some man talking about women and what women want and this and that, and then she goes into this whole thing about how like, well, you should just go and get a man, and it's like that's such a whack, immature argument. I should go and get, so rather than you listening to what I'm saying, right? Because again, this person, and what's wild is again eliminating competition and making life easier. Women have broken men down to the point where it's like paying someone, like it's like you trying to sell something and they convince you to pay them and take it off your hands. That's kind of like how women want to do business. You know what I'm saying? They want this kind of, how can I figure out how, like, I know I want something from you and you want something from me and whatnot, but how do I find a way to kind of just make this shit completely lopsided? You know what I'm saying? Because again, I'm gonna keep saying this shit. You can't learn how to play the game well all while cheating while playing the game. You gotta pick one. All right. You can't do both, right? And again, most people, they put a lot more effort into learning how to cheat something. That's why, I had to realize that's why I couldn't lose weight for a long time, because I was always trying to like not have a basically, and I think maybe using words like strict or super or like discipline can be intimidating at times, but these are words you shouldn't be afraid of, because like, yo, strict and discipline means good outcome. If I'm disciplined in anything, right, that usually means that I'm going to get a good outcome. Right, we gotta love ourselves enough to say, I want a good outcome. I want good stuff to happen. You know what I mean? But anywho, I want to touch on that, man. I was like, man, Kevin put a lot of work in, bro. Like, I mean, I think about just the women I've spoken to and how exhausting that's been in my personal life. I couldn't imagine getting on a show and just talking to random people. You don't know what they're going to say. And that actually, and it got to a point where, yo, That's a whole case study. Women will come on Kevin Samuel's show and say the same shit over and over and over again. I got a couple of kids, couple baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? Who into things? I into things. You know what I'm saying? How much do you weigh? Majority of the time, unless they look skinny on camera, they was overweight. But I'll tell you what though, if it wasn't for that man right there, you wouldn't have what women saying big bag. And now other women are holding more women accountable about being fat. I'll tell you something, that weight destroys women's mindsets, bro. It's just a terrible feeling. All right. I saw a video of myself the other day on 2018. And listen, I still got a good 30 pounds to go. Before I'm like regular fat, you know what I'm saying? And like I'm just seeing myself, like I remember like last year when I realized that I could see my neck and how much of my neck I could see, you know what I'm saying? Or seeing this bone actually poking out. You know how I know I never saw it? Because I was like, like, what is that? I'm like, oh, like nigga, that's your clavicle bone. Like I have not seen that shit in a while on my neck, or seeing like muscles in my neck. I got a video where you cannot see my neck like that, bro. Or like when my face, it's a lot more going on over here, like a lot more jowl action. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, but at that time, I didn't realize where my confidence was at. I didn't realize, first of all, I didn't realize how big I was. You know what I mean? But had I been weighing myself and being honest when I look at that number and saying, like, why are you okay with being this big? You know what I'm saying? I think at one point, I must have gotten up to be like 330, probably like 330, 340 at one point, because I remember even like that video I'm thinking about, at that point, I had lost weight at that point. You know what I'm saying? I was smaller at that point. You understand? But anyway, let me show this next clip real quick. Now, I wanted to share this genre right here because again, this is all about how things are changing. All right, and there's a shift going on in the dating scene, and again, there's a shift in young men where men are evolving past the point of wanting to basically chase tail. And more men are realizing that, the women are not going to change back, and you shouldn't be looking for them to change back. Well, I think what men need to be doing is have faith, and I mean this in a very serious way. Have faith and be able to pray that the women will do the same things that we're doing in terms of saying, this works this way. Black people in particular, we have this thing about always trying to break the rules, and we like breaking rules we don't understand. And that speaks to the low vibrational behavior of thinking or being of the belief that something exists for no reason and it doesn't need to be there. Even though it's a structure, even though people use it. Like, for example, when you break the law, you're basically saying that law doesn't need to be there. Now, let's say in the instance of let's say it was weed. Now, that's a good law to kind of like break because no one gets hurt. It's not really a big deal. Or having raw milk, you know what I mean? Now you might get sick. I don't know if raw milk gonna kill you, but you can't buy raw milk in America. Like stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's like victimless crimes or a parking ticket, which you shouldn't be doing none of this stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe you shouldn't drink raw milk. You know what I mean? If you're crazy, like Kendrick Lamar, you shouldn't smoke no weed. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's go ahead and read this drawing real quick. The uncommon girl says, I gave this guy my number. He texted me. I responded after 2 days. He told me I should not worry, that he's no longer interested in me. And let me tell you something. The reason why that's a big deal is because you got to realize, even for the most attractive guy, getting girls still takes effort. Even if you're attracting women, that takes a great amount of effort and greatness to actually attract women. Like women are drawn to you. Like when women are naturally just affectionate with you. Like how you get to know whether or not like women like really like rock with you like that. You understand that women have to know who you are first. Even if it's just you saying hello. You showing interest, that makes her know you. You know what I'm saying? And but around your job, when you see how people who know you respond to you at your job, like, you know what I mean? That's how you kind of know where you at with it. You understand? But anyway, there's a shift going on, and this is going to get to a point where like, yo, FBA, black women that was born to two black parents and whatnot, they're going to have to figure out what's worth more, maintaining this whole basically I can't be wrong. Basically the God complex that is the black woman. I mean, if we think about it, it's the God complex because like, yo, if someone feels as though they wants, needs, and desires rank above their loved ones and whatnot, like what is that? If someone feels as though they can't be wrong and they're never wrong, you know what I'm saying? Or if someone deals with you in a way that says, I'm not worried about breaking you. I don't even know that you can break. When someone deals with you as if they don't know that people break, you know what I mean? Those are the people who break people. You know what I'm saying? Like what keeps you from breaking things a lot is the fact that you know that it could break. But anywho, anyway, so there's a whole shift going on, man. So like we said before, if black women don't try to figure out for themselves, like, yo, is this sisterhood shit worth it? What's worth more? Me have my own family and my own good life, or being able to stunt on other women, or appear to be the boss or the alpha in my relationship with other women. You know what I'm saying? Or prioritize my fantasies and my chaos and my bad habits, because again, victimhood is a whole field. All right. Everyone experiences victimhood, but it's a field that you walk through. But it could be a pretty field. And for a lot of people, yo, that field got benches. All right. That field got a little house. You know what I'm saying? Ain't the nicest, but it's a little house in there. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bed. And it's like, man, and it's like trying to tell someone who thinks they're homeless, like, hey, we got to go through this field, man. We got to pass through this field of victimhood. And they see a house, like, man, that house got some house. It seems warm. Like, can we stop there for a little bit? Nah, man, because the longer we stay in victimhood, you know, it's going to, like, well, listen, you go ahead. I'm cold. My feet are tired. All right. I smell apple pie in there. I'm going in there. I want some of them. No way. Listen. You going there? You go in there like I want some of them pig feet. They smell pig feet cooking. You got to realize when you got to leave someone to go on their own journey. You say, yo, I can't go in that warm house with you, and it's filled with victimhood. You understand? So, but anyway, and this is the thing I see. We're like, yo, there's no other way to be with a man. It's the same as men who want women to basically not be emotional, to not need his leadership, to not need him to problem solve. It's all they're all simple things, but or not need protection. Saying, all right, well, yeah, you know, I would take my girl to these, you know, so I would take her to Taekwondo and whatnot. I take her to boxing because I want her to be able to protect herself and protect me. You know what I mean? Because I ain't trying to be protecting a woman. You know what I mean? We get into it and whatnot. She got to hold herself down. You know what I mean? I even been having to run track with the high schools and whatnot. Because like, yo, if shit go down, I'm running, and I don't want her getting stuck. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the mind. That's like having that kind of mindset of like wanting to empower your girl to like not need you. Why don't you want your woman to need you? It's a natural thing to want your woman to need you and like for her to need you, and vice versa. Women like when men come and solve their problems. You know what I mean? But again, everything got a price. The price that women give, for the most part, men have understood it. Maybe men aren't getting married as much, but for the most part, if a woman wants to be in a relationship and whatnot, and y'all kind of can have one, she can kind of get a relationship. And a lot of women want to be in a relationship if she's going to continue to sleep with you. She might let you test drive, but she wants to be in a relationship. If she's going to continue to let you, you know what I'm saying, you know, be with her and whatnot. And most men understand. But again, a lot less of y'all are getting married, you know what I'm saying, because of these backwards mindsets. I told myself I was going to be doing a short video, but let's go ahead and you know, get to this chicken. So we gonna watch this the other day. So we're gonna start from the beginning, and I'm gonna tell a little story.
In a man's eyes, your value is tied to your beauty.
I have no value because I'm not her size.
No, he's not saying that.
Yeah, that is exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying, because you're trying to say that I'm not. I can't attract the right man because I'm not small enough.
No, he's saying what.
I could tell her what I'm
That-
saying. Let me just tell you what I'm saying.
My looks are everything, right? So they're the only thing that matters, right?
That isn't what I said.
They're the thing that matters first and foremost.
That isn't what I said.
For men.
But,
Right.
but
That's
that
right.
isn't. I'm speaking specifically to a certain thing, right? So I said that women advertise themselves. Women don't normally walk up to men, to lots of men, and approach them. You don't walk up to every guy you see that's attractive and approach them. The man, and not only that, you would respect it more if a man would approach you. So men approach.
Just telling you that.
And women advertise themselves. So from that standpoint, since you're not meeting certain guys, right? So let me finish. Since you're not attracting certain guys that meets your qualifications, that you would want to even have them guys get down on one knee to marry you, if you're not meeting those guys, that means that you need to change something about yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So the one thing that I need to change, you're saying, is just to lose weight.
I'm saying the one thing you need to change is to lose weight and to get in the gym, and you will become more attractive to more men.
It's
based off of beauty.
But that's never been an issue for me. I've
What
never
I'm telling you, you don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8", but you said that he's disqualified because he's 5'8".
I didn't judge it.
You know, and let's stop it right there, because what I didn't get into last time was this archetype. So I met this archetype. You know what I'm saying? Back in my day, when I was still tussling with Big Shirley. And listen, I still tussle with Big Shirley. Big Shirley is too mean for me. Big girl's too mean for me. I could listen. If I came across like a medium, like one of those mid-sized drawings or whatnot, with a good attitude, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I go and put on the carnivore diet. You know what I mean? For a little bit. I'll let her have a little salt water. You know what I mean? And I go ahead and work with her a little bit. But no, I'm joking. But I want to get into a story because I told this story before and whatnot. But it was really interesting because I was going through my whole journey with my weight, and it wasn't until I finally said, "Yo, I'm tired. I'm tired of being fat. I'm tired of because it was when I was dating, and I was like, you know what? I wonder how this would go if I was like 30 pounds lighter. I think I might have started with 20. I'm like, all right, if I lose like 20 pounds, like I wonder if that would make a difference. You know what I'm saying? And I kept thinking more and more and more, and I believe like I arrived, somewhere around like, damn, I probably would have to lose like 100 pounds. Then it was like, well, I'm going to be here anyway. Why not work on that shit? You know what I'm saying? And over time, it was a few different things that helped me realize, like, all right, what's up with you? It was listen to Kevin Samuels quote, the weight of the average man, which is 168 pounds. And he was going over how much the average, American black woman weighs. And on average, I believe it was like what it wasn't too far apart from the average, male, weight of black men in America. It was 168 pounds. And more and more I realized that, ain't no wrong with him. You big. You the one that's big. You know what I'm saying? Like you the big fella. You know what I'm saying? I ain't normal to have no love handles. It ain't normal to have breasts. That's not how men supposed to look. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. You're not supposed to be having chins and fat around your neck and shit. But like, right? And what this kind of woman represents for women is the acceptance of a loser mindset. You're basically saying to the man you want, I think I think so lowly of you. Your value in my mind is so low. I don't think that I even need to look my best. I think that I should just eat whatever I want, and also I should be able to do whatever I want and still get what I want. Another thing I want to point out is that woman, she does this thing that a lot of women do where they kind of in their own, women live in their own world. So in your own world, you're the hero that wins every time. But women do it to a point where they don't realize there's other women in the world, especially when it comes to dating. And that's the part of monogamy. And that's another reason why women will probably enjoy monogamy, even though it doesn't really matter to them like that. But they'll pressure make monogamy a big deal, because again, it that the idea of another woman disrupts her idea of being the only girl in the world, like that Rihanna song. Like, women really do want you to make them feel like the only girl in the world, the only one that understands how made me feel like how's it going, like a man. You get the point. Y'all will never ever get another Rihanna album. You mad? You mad? Yeah, you mad. Anyway, I didn't even get into the sin of the evening, beloved. Like, it's motherfucking sin of the evening. You understand? Coastal Clips. Now, I'm trying to make the best out of this scent. I don't hate it. I don't know if it's a scent where I need to wear it like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not in with a compliment monster. Now, I actually got my brother this drawing too. So what I like to do, as y'all know, I make everything match. I don't know. I think one of these days, man, I might try like combining all three, because like you can get the soap, the like the lotion, and the well it's the body cream. They only sell lotions like that no more. Lotion I look on the site, but it's the Coastal Clips cologne too. That's the scent of the evening, beloved. Coastal Clips by the infamous Bath and Body Works. Only BBW that we respect over here. You understand? But anywho, losing mindset. Like I said before, so it was listening to him say that figure over and over again, and there was a show called From Fit to Fat to Fit. It was where these trainers would gain weight, like basically gain weight and lose the weight with the person that they're supposed to be training, right? And like, it showed basically how much like gaining weight leads to depression. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I hit the trainer so hard, all of them went through intense depression. You know what I'm saying? Because all of them they all had to be documented, not exercising and eating a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So like, there was one instance where the guy some of them couldn't finish it. They just couldn't stand to get fat. And it's like, damn, what does that say about you? This person is physically sick and sick to their stomach, gaining all this weight, and here you are walking around bigger than that, like it's not a big deal. Well, that's what I asked myself, and then I kept noticing a consistent number in this weight, and a consistent weight that all the men were like jacked at. That was somewhere in the 100s to the low 200s. That's when I realized, all right, if you want to look that way for sure, you got to get down to you got to lose about 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 100 pounds, my G. So anyway, so that's a little backstory on me. So going back to I wanted to touch on this girl I used to know, and I always remember this. I guess it made me feel sad. It made me feel sad and disappointed, and it was just like, damn, that's like you good with that? Like, that's not only that, like, do you hear yourself? Like, you know that you're saying this to me. Like, this is not a positive thing about yourself. So this girl was big. You know what I'm saying? It's a big girl. So this is back when I still had a lot of imagination, and I thought that women change for men. Women can change for men, but like losing weight is such a big shifting in mindset that has to happen. And I don't know. But anyway, that's back when I thought that, all right, well, if she's with me, she'll eat like me, and and she'll lose weight. It's like, yo, she don't gotta want to lose weight for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, you gotta go get a different girl, and that's that. She don't gotta change for you. And don't get me wrong, that's an example of when men overmanage. Men have to be careful not to overmanage, all right, which leads to controlling things you can't control. And women have to be careful to not overimagine, which is seeing, hearing, and feeling shit that's not there. Women are really good with that. I'll repeat. Men have to be careful not to overmanage. That means controlling things you can't control. Women have to be careful not to overimagine. That means seeing, hearing, thinking, and feeling shit that is not there. Well, y'all don't deserve me. Y'all deserve it. Man, shit. I'm fucking bad. Nigga, what? Yeah. Anywho, but going back to Shorty, right? I remember her telling me this shit. So she was telling me about, I think it's either she told me before or after they went out. But I think she was like, yeah, so I'm gonna hang out with some friends. So it's a BBW group, you know what I mean? You know, so we hang out and do things together. I remember when she told me that, I just imagine, damn, like so like when y'all show up places and shit, it's like mad. So it's like four real big girls. Because I mean, I meant to ask like what's the size of the other girls? Are they as big as you and everything? Because like she didn't look that big in her pictures. Like you tell she was big, but she didn't really look that big. You know, she didn't look that big in her pictures and shit. But anywho, but when she said that, and it was one other point. There was a point where I think now don't get me wrong, I actually was like trying to like, you know, get her to want to like, you know, kind of eat a little better and, you know, maybe lose a little weight, you know, before we have met and whatnot, because she didn't live in New Jersey. So I think I mentioned going on the juice fast, and she jumped out there and said, I'm not going on a diet, okay? I'm not going on any diet, all right? And she said it like real aggressive and real. And at the time, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize like, yo, how sad it was. And then she said, yeah, you know, because I want to diet for a little bit. I lost like 14 pounds. And I'm like, yo, when you think about weight loss and how long it takes to lose weight, yo, it take years to lose weight. But depending on how fat you is, like, yo, it can take a good year to lose 20, 30 pounds. Like, that's normal. You know what I mean? Because like most people don't continuously lose weight. People, they lose a little weight, they might gain a little back. It's not, you know what I mean? So like losing 30 pounds in a year is more realistic. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but the point was that she was a victim of how body positivity is driving women insane because it's make things that encourage you to go against your own natural instincts and the things that make you whole on a biological level. Okay. And women are really it's to a point now where it's like, yo, feminism and all the things that it taught women about the radical self-acceptance is pretty much breaking every rule and but mainly every time a man gives order, go against the order. All right, like women, even though most women are never going to sleep with or be near a rich guy or a guy who got money and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But even still, women on a biological level are unattracted to so many different things just to make sure that the things that are lame about you don't get passed on to the next generation. Okay, it's just the reason. All right, and so or even just like, for example, I always give the example of what made me understand I needed to have a car was girls making it a point to say, yo, you don't got no car. How come you don't have a car? Where's your car? You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, or like being surprised, especially if they was attractive. They're like, yeah, man, you know, well, it's crazy. You don't have a car. And you know, that was that. You know what I mean? Or like dealing with a woman like complaining that you don't have a car. You know what I mean? Like you understand, yo, but is it a bad thing for me to have a car? Imagine if men did that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had this analogy in my head walking around, and I was like, man, like I think again, show this clip. I'm getting ready to rap. I'm getting ready to go. Show this clip to a woman or someone of the female gender that was born a woman or female. When y'all talk all this stupid shit, you know how y'all sound? You know how you sound to a man? And imagine still completely loving this man after him telling you this shit and having this mindset. Y'all women operate like you know how y'all want a man to have a car? Y'all operate like men who had a hoopty, right? And the hoopty broke down, right? And it's a hoopty. He paid $1,000 for the hoopty. He had to get it fixed a couple of times. It lasted him 5 years. And after that, he said, yo, I'm done with having cars. And you know what else I'm going to do? That hoopty broke down a couple of times in 5 years. It broke down 3 whole times in 5 years. Like, God damn, that's a good ass car. 3 whole times in 5 years. 3 times. 3 whole times in 5 years, like Uma. Right? And then I say, you know what? I'm not driving no other cars like this. Now, mind you, I work at Target and I'm a cashier, not a district manager, not the assistant manager. I'm not any kind of manager. All right. I'm the cashier. And I tell my girl like, man, babe, you know, we got like 3 kids now. Maybe we should get a car. I said, I'm not driving no car until I can get a BMW i8. That car is like 6 figures, I think. And I stand on that shit. I stand, and then you know that I have a car, but I could afford to get $10,000 together to get a car for us to ride around in. But I feel as though, yo, what's the point of driving a hoopty if I could drive an i8? But I can't drive I can't afford the car. I don't qualify for the car. They be asking, well, how can you don't get that car? Well, every time I go to the dealership and everything, they be on some stupid shit talking about some my credit score is 400 and you know, and how like I wouldn't be able to afford this BMW i8, you know what I'm saying, if I only made $34,000 a year with overtime, you know, and I'm like, so what? Like, how can you can't be more positive? How can you can't just believe in me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you just believe in? You know what I mean? You know, I don't get where they're coming from with that. And so therefore, I never have a car. All right. I'll take it a step further. Imagine men aggressively on the first date telling you, now mind you, let's say you understand, yo, a lot of people cannot afford to live on their own. A lot of people do live with their family. You know what I'm saying? It makes more sense economically, right? Let's say you're okay with that, but you feel like, okay, we're here, we're together and whatnot. Why don't you work on your credit and everything, and we can get an apartment together because you make pretty good money. I make pretty good money. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so I can contribute, and I could definitely comfortably afford to live somewhere else, to live somewhere by yourselves. Imagine the men saying, I'm gonna let you know right now. Imagine before you even tell him that, yo, that you're cool with the fact that he lived with his parents, or that it's even came up. He just says, listen, I live with my mama. I'm never leaving my mama. You know why I'm not gonna leave? Because I don't gotta pay no bills over there. All right. I bought some groceries. I paid my phone bill. I pay for my stuff. My money's for me. Okay. I ain't trying to be no man in the house. I listen, like, you know, you go find you one of them simp ass niggas for that. I ain't trying to be the man. You find one of them old fashioned guys who wear suspenders. I ain't trying to do none of that. All right. But I still would like to have some relations. Man, listen. The body positivity mindset is leading to a losing mindset. There's nothing positive about not being able to find clothes, about not feeling confident and being over here at this big old age and this big size crying on the couch about something that's very obvious. But I had to realize that being overweight is a mental illness, because it's for your body to change, for you to morph into a different person, and you're cool with it, and you convince yourself, yeah, it's okay that I'm a stretched out human being, that I look totally different from a few years ago, that I'm not as attractive, and I don't feel as good. But again, the victimhood mindset makes it impossible to move forward. All right, and the internet has encouraged an influx of the victimhood mindset, because again, women also have the ability to relate to people, and that's really what they mean by that whole empath bullshit. Okay. It's women's desire to relate to other women. That's how the whole shared experience things happen. And women will talk about men being abusive and want to leave them destitute and stuff like that when they've never experienced that. And their parents didn't experience it. They don't know anyone who experienced it. You know what I'm saying? But it's the desire to relate and have that shared experience. Because women also like experience. And they love experiences to the point where they like experiences by proxy. That's why women also love drama. Women don't mind having an argument with you or going back and forth because they like the experience of the stimulation. You understand? So that's 49 minutes, man. I really didn't mean to do so much content, but you know, oops, I did it again. This game. Oh, you know, I don't know. That's kind of a messed up song. I've been thinking about that from time to time, but the thought just escapes me. I have a messed up song. It sounds like she robbing somebody. Like she really. This sound like that. Oops, I did it again. Was like a song about basically being a terrible person, and maybe we gotta analyze her Jezebel spirit. Actually, Britney Spears did have a strong Jezebel spirit. I saw a video of her recently, and like she dancing like she don't know she old. I'm like, damn, yo, who gonna tell her she old? Yo, y'all see Rihanna? Rihanna look like an auntie. You know what I'm saying? That neck and that hairstyle was good. Speaking about telling you, go ahead and drop that weight. Go ahead and drop about 30. You need to get her on that Ozempic or something. I mean, yo, I saw Rick Ross get stolen. It's not funny he got stolen. It's just crazy how like he somehow got involved in this beef for no reason, and maybe too old to be getting stolen on camera. That shit was crazy. Anywho, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. Shout out to this young lady, man. I hope she finds her way and she finds that scale and everything. Listen, baby, it's better on the other side. The best thing I ever could have did for my life was lose a couple goddamn pounds. You know what I'm saying? I got 30 more to go. You know what I'm saying? And also when I get there, you ninjas are cooked. All right? You probably can smell yourself from a year away. You're cooked. You're all cooked. Y'all ain't never had my back. Anyway, 6 past commands, man. See y'all later, man. Love y'all. Peace.